And welcome back to Show and Tell. So, this week I have the painting Sunday Punch. And this is one of the dog tag paintings that um, I've been doing for quite a while. This one is of the incredible Grumman A6 Intruder. So I did this painting a while ago, but the reason why I chose this one for Show and Tell is because I just recently reframed this painting. And the kind of neat thing about this painting was the idea for the background for this painting I've had for quite a while. I just haven't had the right kind of circumstances, and I'll explain that as I get to it. But let me talk a little bit about this painting. So this painting is of the incredible Asics Intruder, and the painting actually came about thanks to my brother-in-law Bob. So Bob had mentioned that he would love to have seen an A6 Intruder painting, which I hadn't done. I've done the EA6B, which is the electronics warfare type of version of this plane, but I've never done the A6 Intruder, the original plane. So he had an idea for an A6 doing what an A6 does, which is close air support, low altitude bombing, all weather type of thing. And he saw a painting where this A6 had just finished its bombing run and there is a path of destruction behind it, which I was ready to do. But as I started working on the research for this plane, I was blown away with its amazing history, and so the painting ended up leading in a little bit different way. So the A6 Intruder was originally introduced in 1963. So this plane was replacing the propeller-driven A1 Skyraider. So if you think about that for a second, this plane replaced a propeller-driven plane from World War II. So it gives you an idea of the length of history and service of this airplane, this jet. Pretty amazing. So it was introduced in '63. It saw operation in just about every military conflict, including Vietnam, Lebanon, all the way up to the Gulf War, and beyond that. It was finally retired in 1997, so after just over 30 years of operation. There were only about 700 produced. It was intended as a long-range medium attack bomber, all-weather attack bomber. So its job was basically to cause havoc without, even though it was carrier-based, it didn't have to be carrier-based. It had quite a range on it, which made it an amazing plane. So as I did this research, I was just blown away with the history, and I felt in the end, rather than showing this plane doing what it really did, I wanted to kind of honor its history. So what I ended up doing was I painted the last jet to fly for the Sunday Punchers. They were the first squadron to fly it operationally, and they were also the last squadron to fly it operationally. So they were the last squadron to fly it off an aircraft carrier deck. So I'm like, I really have to show this plane as its final flight type of thing. So I decided to show it on an elevator on a carrier deck being brought up to the deck to make its last flight. So that's really how this painting came about. So what I did was I did the painting. It came out, the way I needed it to come out on the dog tag. It was cleared, and then I installed it, and I'll show you the frame this was originally in. So this was its original frame, which is a beautiful frame, cherry frame. It was open. It was one of the early frames that I did where there was no glass on it or anything. So which was nice, but this painting was always vulnerable. You could actually touch it. You could reach in and grab it. So I'd always wanted to kind of reframe it, but I also had an idea for a background for this painting once I started dealing with keyed backgrounds. I thought it'd be really cool to get hold of the non-slip material that they put on aircraft carrier decks. So that was a great idea, but it's not as easy to get as you may think. So it kind of got put on the back burner until I was fortunate to come in contact with some people from Chemsol, which is the company that makes this product called Navy G, which is the non-stick or I keep saying non-stick, non-slip surface that they put on all the carrier decks and on a bunch of Navy ships. So they were extremely kind and sent me a small sample of it to use for the background. And as soon as I knew I was going to be getting the material, this really cool textured material, I knew I was going to reframe it. So finally, after all those years, so this is how the frame came out. I chose a really just a very plain navy gray for the background of this, or for the color of the frame. This is a maple frame, and then it was basically sealed and then painted this gray color, and then there's a clear coat that's put on, a matte clear coat that's put on this frame to keep it safe. But I wanted that contrast between the navy gray and the background, which has this. You can see it in the painting, but you can also see it in the background. It's got this really kind of cool purpley color to it, where in certain light it really looks purple. So that was kind of neat too. And I reinstalled the chain and just kind of put it back in its frame. So that's how this all kind of came together for the second round. It does have glass in it now, which is really nice, so people can't actually touch it. The dog tag itself, you can see, is clear coated with an automotive clear, so that's that's really protected anyway. But that glass really ensures that, one, I mean, the surface is really neat in the background, and again, it invites people to want to touch it, which I don't really want. So the glass helps to deter that. But as you can see, when you're up close, you can't even see the glass. There's no reflection or anything, so it's really great. So this is how Sunday Punch came out. This painting is available. You can contact me either through the website or send me a message on any of the social medias, and I can give you the details on that side of this painting. The frame is 6 by 8 inches. The dog tag is standard dog tag issue size, and yeah, it comes with your very own section of Navy G, which is really cool. So that is this week's show and tell. So if you have, as always, if you have another painting that you'd like to see featured on show and tell, please let me know, and I will if I still have it in my collection, I will pull that out and give it the rundown. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and click that bell icon so you get notifications of all the new paintings. And for Steve Leahy, I will see you guys for the next show and tell. Thanks a lot.